I have strong opinions on things, on how I think the game should be played and how things should be organized. And there's no bones about it. I know that. And it was probably good for me it was hard at first because I really like, oh, it's not me. It's not how I would do things. And so there's value in that, right? Then it came back to then reassessing. All right, maybe I thought that was the best idea, but now I've seen him do something different. What can I take from him, and opening myself up? There was a process, and we moved, and I did this during COVID when we couldn't play games and we all had masks on, and I was being tested for COVID twice a week just to be around the players. And yeah, it was hard to then be not the head coach and to take not necessarily a back seat, but to like not always have things go the way in which I wanted them to go. So I think it helped me in the end. I think it made me a better head coach when I came back to it, especially how now I interact with my assistant coaches and where I give them the space to operate as well.
What was it that kind of was the impetus to say, okay, I've got to get back into head coaching? Like, this assistant thing is awesome. I'm learning, I'm getting stretched a little bit, but what was it that you were like, all right, time to make the move?
I think it's outlet for my very strong opinions. That's all. I mean, and how I look at it is the way we feel and see the game differently. And I felt like the time away was good to kind of sharpen and see things differently. But I wanted the challenge again of taking my ideas and sharing it with another group and seeing if it could work. I think that's always how I tested. Like, can I take these things that maybe worked at this school, and it could have worked at that school because it had nothing to do with me. It could have been about the type of player I had there, the personalities I had there. It could be, has nothing to do with me. It could just be, I just got into a good situation. So can I then basically prove that some of these ideas work or work in the way I want them to work, and take them to a new group and learn how to, maybe I have to reframe it for a new set of players, and I've got to figure out a way to do it in a different conference where the soccer looks a little bit different and it's more competitive. And I think that idea of just constantly trying to figure out, can I do it again? And how do I do or share what I want to do with a new group is always what I'm looking for. And so I think that's what kept pushing me towards going back to it again, is that I want the challenge of the weight of the decision, but also the challenge and the freedom to do some of those ideas and get them expressed when possible.
When it comes to developing your own ideas of how the game should be played, is that from experience and just coaching, or what has kind of gotten you to the point where you have a certain expectation of, this is how I like the game to be played? Is it just seeing other coaches, coaching courses? What has kind of helped you evolve to where you're at now?